Hi everybody, and welcome to this second lecture on IFRS 17. So here we're going to talk about how profit emerges over time. Last time you may remember us introducing how the balance sheet was constructed under IFRS 17. So there was a best estimate liabilities, which was similar but not the same as the best estimate liabilities under Solvency II. And there were also two new components. One was called the contractual service margin, or CSM, and the other was called the risk adjustment, or RA. So what we're going to concentrate on in this lecture, maybe over a few videos, is how that CSM reduces over time and then leads to an emergence of profit in the profit and loss account over time. We'll do it by first thinking about just what cash flows look like normally for term assurances when actuaries are doing a kind of a standard profit test. So we'll kind of set up a toy example to begin with, and then we'll think about how the numbers there change when we apply IFRS 17 type thinking. So that's those kind of first two sections here, and then I'll just make a couple of additional points right at the end. Okay, let's kick off with the first section, which is term assurances for actuaries. Okay. Give ourselves a bit of space. So, when we profit test term assurances in pricing, we usually get a large new business strain, which we can call NBS, and this is basically a negative cash flow. So basically we need to inject money into a contract when we first set it up, and that injection of money is effectively a loss to us. We're having to put money in, we're not getting profit out at time zero. So that happens at the beginning, and then that's followed by lots of positive cash flows, or CFs. Now, it's a term assurance, so what you do tend to get right at the end of a term assurance, when the QX times the sum assured gets really big, you can get some negative cash flows happening at that point. But we're just going to ignore that and think of it in this kind of simple example. So you get a negative cash flow at the start, and then a few positive cash flows afterwards. So to actuaries, we're making a loss to begin with, and then we're getting profit in all subsequent years. Let's show this as some kind of example numbers that we can then go on to use later. Sorry, I don't know what's happened there. Give me a sec. So, a typical cash flow profile could be, let's give ourselves a year and then expected present value of cash flow. And in this example, to begin with, we're going to have a cash flow that's negative, so that's our new business strain. And then in subsequent years, we're going to get 150 back in each of the years. We'll just go up to year 5. Okay, let's see if I can do this. There we go, that's worked that time. To an actuary, this is an initial loss followed by profitable years. Okay, so this is all just kind of standard stuff that we would kind of expect, given what we know from our kind of basic life insurance or actuarial type training. Okay, let's break here and then come back for the IFRS 17 equivalent in the next lecture. Actually, let me just label these cash flows. So I'm going to call these star. Okay, that's a good place for us to stop.